Well, hello everyone. This is Dave Cohen. We are recording 2 nights in a row on our Fireside Chats on Guitar Tales, and we have super fan Penny Charles. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, how are you? This is a
I
blast.
am I am great. So, I think our theme these days are people with a lot of positive energy, and
Oh,
you're bursting with it right now. You and I have been chatting for about 5 minutes before we went on the air. And you are very different from any guest we've had so far in Guitar Tales in a
oh,
very good way.
that's good.
So you are what you were called by, I understand, Charlie from Moondoggie gave you the name. You're a super fan.
I'm a super fan. Yeah, he named me. I was following Moondoggie for a couple of years, and he just called me a super fan. And ever since then, I sort of started calling myself that because
Well,
I,
that's
I
great.
do know a lot of bands at this point.
So what does that mean? So to help our audience understand what brought you to Guitar Tales. I mean, I could explain that, but what is it about you that makes you super fan?
Just because I love music and I go out a lot. I know a lot of different bands. Um, I'm the one that gets people up and dancing at the beginning of the night. I'm the one that will I try and take their photos, but I don't charge for photography. I'm just sort of taking it in order to help promote them. I like putting their photos on Facebook and getting their name out, helping other people see them and come join the fun. I'm a super fan. I was before this coronavirus. I was going out 5 nights a week.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
You
and just
know,
last Sunday, I went out three. I saw three different acoustic duos on Sunday.
really?
Yeah.
So, you know this already, but last night I recorded with Eddie Testa, and today, the day you and I are recording, is Friday, June 26th. So tonight we're going to premiere a show. So Scott Guitarmist Stengel, our publicist extraordinaire, was looking for photos of Eddie, and it turns out that the one he posted, you took,
I know.
right?
I was so excited when I saw that. I thought that was so freaking cool.
And it's a
I
great picture. It
love
really
it.
is.
I love seeing my photos across Facebook. I mean, to me, the biggest compliment is when one of the musicians will use my photo for a profile picture or a backdrop, or later on. Oh my God, the best is when they have a somewhere down the road, like what you did with Eddie, where I'm not even expecting it, and boom, it pops up, and they're using my photo for a promotion that's up and coming. It's so cool. I just love it.
So what I really love already in this conversation is a continuation of my chat with Eddie last night. So we talked, and he wasn't the first one we talked on this topic with,
Hmm.
is that he comes to the stage and he comes with love, right? He's got love amongst the band members as they interact together, love from them. Then they push all this love out into their audience.
Yeah.
Their audience grabs it, soaks it in, and then gives it back to them. And I think that you are really, really, really keyed into that love,
Oh,
right?
I am. I adore Eddie Testa, and you're absolutely right. That's exactly what he does. He is so good at being able to reach the audience and bring them back in. He brings people up on stage. If it's their birthday, he'll seek them out. He'll bring them on stage. He'll let them sing with them or dance with them. And it's fun to watch. Everybody's having a good time. Eddie Testa's really, there's a reason he's been around for a while. It's not just his musical talent.
It's that personality, and we weren't even in front of we were in front of each other via a computer screen, but you could feel sort of that really nice positive vibe that was coming from Eddie. And,
Yeah.
and my guess is you're bringing that same love to the shows you go to, and you're throwing it at the bands and you're sharing it with the people who are in the audience with you, right?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. But it's again, it's because you're having fun. We're there for a common purpose. We all love music, live music. There's something about the energy and the beat and being able to share it with each other. And Eddie's really strong at being able to share it and you really you enjoy what he's doing because he's enjoying it. It's just it's a camaraderie. It's a give and take.
And then your region where you like to see live music, are you mainly Jersey Shore or are you all sorts of places?
Well, I'm Central Jersey mostly, but I
Okay.
have gone more north and I have gone more south. Farthest I've gone is Seaside, and I've gone a couple of places. I think Stage House has things in like Mountainside and Rahway I've been to. Rockies is more north. I'll go a little bit more north, but I tend to be more central, Freehold, Brick, Belmar, that kind of area.
Right, right.
Asbury.
What's the place in Freehold where there's a lot of blood music? Is it Moore's?
Moors.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that used to, years ago, that was just a liquor store, right?
Oh, I don't know. I've just always known it as Moors. It's got a huge bar. Kind of reminds me of Saturday Night Live. It's got these brick walls, the big bar. They moved the tables away, so there's a dance area, and
Right.
it's a nice. It's a good place for dancing.
And that's great. So what got you started? You know, in other words, so you're probably almost 25 right now.
Oh, I love you. No, I'm a lot older than that.
So, were you doing like I did with your fake ID when you were much younger, going into the
No,
bars?
actually, I was one of those really goody two shoes kind of person. When I did come to, because I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, so I'm home on the Amish Dutch. My grandparents were Mennonite, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, but I came here and I did have a little bit of a wild side to me when I lived in Manhattan. Remember the Limelight and
Yep,
I
yep.
think it was a pink Cadillac, or there was a pink Cadillac coming out of a bar. I don't even remember what that was. Um, but for the most part, I really didn't. I had kids, I had family, I went away, but around 2016, I think when I got divorced and I was feeling home alone all the time, that's when I finally started saying I got to get out more, and I started following Moondoggy
Right, right.
and Undisputed actually, and
Okay.
then I started going out more and the biggest problem I had were my friends were in these cliques. They would only go see one band. You know, they
Okay.
were either an Eddie Testa fan or an Undisputed fan or a Moondoggy fan, and I couldn't get them to like go out and see other bands and other venues. So if they weren't playing, then I was home alone again. So I started making friends with the bands and trying to take their photos and stuff so that as a female, if I could go out and I didn't have someone with me, I still felt at least I knew the band.
You were connected.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's interesting. So this whole thing only started about 4 years ago with you.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
then
really
last
cool.
year really took off. That's when I did the challenge because I was really um, trying to get my girlfriends to come with me and see other things and do other things. So I started this challenge on Facebook and asked them to see certain bands with me and come out. And then I was like, okay, how are they going to know that I'm doing it unless I actually take photos of
Right,
everyone
right, right.
and do it myself? And so that's when I started taking photos of the bands to try and get them to see that there are other bands beyond the one or two band that they were watching.
Right, right.
Um,
Now let me ask you this. I'm I know it firsthand just from having lived in Jersey most of my life, but I want to hear it from you. What do you feel is special about the Jersey Shore music scene, or really the Central Jersey music scene? Because we have something really wonderful and unique in Jersey. And what do you feel from it?
I think one is the community of it. We are kind of a tight knit group. I'm at a point where I can go to pretty much any venue and I'll see similar. I'll see someone I know. There's a camaraderie. There's a feeling of authenticity and realness. It, it's it, it's just as fun. I don't know what else to
Yeah,
say about it.
and you said authenticity, and you know we've talked before, say about other states like New York, where there's phenomenal musicians, but is there a sort of a warmth and a down to earthedness that you're getting in Jersey that maybe one wouldn't get quite as much of elsewhere?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe it's just because it's the bands that I'm going to are they they're serious about their music, but they don't take themselves too seriously. So
Right,
they reach out to their fan base, they reach out to the people around them. They're real. When they get on stage, it's not always the most perfectly um, set program, but they're having fun with it. It's a sense of realness and not being afraid to explore and try new things, but they bring their fans along with them on the journey, which is what I like.
And do you see a lot of the same people if you go from one band to another? Do you see a lot of overlap?
I see certain overlap, but again, my girlfriends just I can't say about everybody, but they're all set in their own little worlds, and I'm trying to get them to venture out and
Right.
explore different bands and
And,
different
and
styles.
and look at the happiness you're getting from it. I mean, if they
I
see
know.
so if they see that from you, they're crazy if they don't join you.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they got to watch the show. They watch this show, and this will be. You can just send them the video link, and they'll start coming with you to the other shows.
I mean, there are some people that actually do go out and see the wide breadth of talent, because we have such a wide breadth of talent. It's not just one. It's not just cover bands all playing the same songs. I mean, there's a real diversity of bands as well. There's southern rock, there's reggae, there's classic rock, there's metal, there's country. There's every band, every style of band you could want is right here in Central Jersey. It's so much fun. You pick a genre and bam, you've got someplace to go.
Now, do you think there's any analog to you anywhere out there? Are there any other super fans like you, or did you?
Oh yeah, no, there are a couple of super fans that I run into all the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Patrick is a huge super fan. Everybody's got to know Patrick. Patrick
What's his name?
Cora, I think his last name is.
Oh, okay.
But there's a couple of super fans.
So they'll be out there, and do you guys, are you Facebook friends? Do you share pictures?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, that's
yeah, we
very
do.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, tell me what it was like when you made that transition from being just someone who maybe went to bars and saw bands to becoming an insider with the scene. How did that happen? How did
I
you make
love
it
being
happen?
considered an insider. Am I really an insider?
You
That's
are.
very cool.
Look, you got handpicked by our publicist to be on the show. You're an
Oh, that's
insider.
very cool.
So,
I think the transition for me was just the photography of taking photos and because every time I take photos, I will tag them, and
right.
most of the band members are pretty good about coming out and saying hello to me during the intermission, anyways, which is very cool. Like
They'll see. I mean,
having,
you're someone they've seen many, many, many times, and
maybe, but then once I've taken the pictures, I connect with them, and I'll tag them on the photos, and then for sure, then they're immediately grabbing me so that, oh, come back. So
right.
and I got a new friend.
Right. That's great. Now, so I take it, but maybe I'm wrong, that you're not just flicking photos with your iPhone. You're bringing a camera with you, or are you doing it with your phone?
No. Everybody knows me. It's just my phone. I use a Samsung, and the quality's really good. But then I'll also edit it in Google Photos.
Oh,
Don't
really?
do a lot. I do not change wrinkles or tans or anything like that. The only thing I'll do is maybe crop a shot to like the Eddie Testa shot. I probably cropped that in a little bit because his facial expression was so adorable in that.
It's such a good picture.
But
it really
so
is.
Probably cropped it. Well, that's part of it. Is if you see because I take a lot of pictures in a night. I'll easily you don't want to hear this. I easily take about 700 to 1,000 pictures a night, and then
really.
and then so part of it's maybe just luck, It's, I
Right.
throw out all the because when they're dancing, when they're playing, they move so much. You can get blurry pictures. The lighting isn't right half the time because you're in a bar, so it's dark half the time. It's hard to get good quality shots when they're playing, especially on a phone. So I throw out a lot of shots, but if I can crop it to get that one special moment when they're in the zone or when they're doing something special, that's what makes it fun.
So you're really, I mean, even though you've kept your amateur status because you're not getting paid to do it, you're a rock photographer, really. When you
I
think
guess
about
so,
it.
yeah. I really do enjoy. There's three things that I look for. I look for passion, intensity, and joy. If I can get one of them, that to me is what makes a great shot. Is seeing one of those emotions.
So it's funny, I've been friends with Scott for 35 years, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, we were in a band together many years ago. Never played anywhere, just played together, just in our houses. But So I've seen all of these pictures of the smoking jackets over the years that he puts on social media, and I'm guessing that you probably took many of those pictures.
Just the last year. The last year, but I had some great, oh my God, they gave me some great opportunities. They did this thing at Chevy's for Cinco de Mayo where they had like a toilet paper gun and a confetti cannon. And then
Yeah,
like, how can you not get great shots with that, you
I
know?
know it's very cool.
And
And
they're
then
very animated themselves. Scott's awesome to photograph. I like photographing him because he's just got that that way about him, and
yeah,
he's interesting to look at, you know. So he's fun to photograph.
well, his current picture on Facebook, he's showing off the guns. He's got his one shot where his arm looks like he could take on the Terminator in it.
Oh,
But so that's really cool. So you start approaching the. I mean, you're going to the shows. They see you taking pictures, and at some point, I'm sure you say, "Hey, my name is Penny," and then I would imagine it got to the point where you got to know the people on a first name basis in a lot of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, but they're really easy. Like I remember meeting Smoking Jackets. I remember it was at the Stone Pony, and I it was several bands that were playing, and when they first started, there weren't a lot of people on the dance floor because it was early in the night. People tend to have a few drinks in them before they
Yeah.
before they get started. So I saw it as a great opportunity to video. So I just used my camera and then I started videoing them. And of course, then they're noticing me because I'm in the middle of the center of the floor videoing them. And then Tommy came up to talk to me. He's the keyboardist. Said hello to him. He was very warm and friendly. But they knew how to include the fans and meet them and make them feel good. So then when I posted their pictures, I think they were like, "Whoa, you can definitely come back and see us again." It's like,
Yeah.
oh. But now I know them on a personal level because now I'm Facebook friends with them. I see them doing certain things. Tommy's always out on Facebook showing beautiful sunrises and sunsets because his house is gorgeous. It's like you become friends with them at that point.
Oh, that's fantastic. So now, how do you choose? So I saw your list, right? We were emailing, getting ready for today, and your list of bands, I don't know, maybe 15, 20, 30 bands long. It was crazy in a good way. So first of all, how do you keep track of who's playing where and when? And then if you have the conflicts, how do you choose?
Yeah, the conflict's the hard part. First, well, this is what's hard right now because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
Normally, I will first go to some of the venues that I like the best. I'll go to, like for example, I'll pick Bar A, and
Yeah. What a great place.
oh, I love that place. So, and I'll look at their calendar, and I literally will put as for as long, if they've got 3 months out, I will put 3 months worth of who's playing what on my calendar, and I'll go to Bar A, I'll go to Moore's, I'll go to the Cabin or any of the local places, and I'll put the who's playing where. Then I will also go to the bands and I'll look at what they're playing at, because then, like if they have it posted, they're a month or 2 months out, then there may be places that I didn't think about as a venue, but I can go to them as well. So then I'll put on, Eddie Testa may be playing at, I don't know, Beacon 70 or something, which I wouldn't have necessarily noticed. So I'll put that on my calendar. Then another thing I like to do is on Facebook, I will look at Facebook, and the best thing a band can do is when you do those posts that say interested, going.
Right.
I love that because then it goes on your Facebook calendar, and actually then all my friends can see where I'm going too. Or where I'm interested in. So, and it helps them in terms of their calendar. So I will put that, keep that on my calendar as well. And then when I have to pick, that's the hard part.
Yeah. Do you ever hit more than one venue in a night?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I've done several. Yeah, I can definitely do more than one venue on a night. Or if there's two bands that I really like, or I will. If I have to choose, then I'll go by who haven't I seen lately that I want to catch
Okay.
up to, because it's also that camaraderie of who do it's like, well, I haven't seen Phil Engel in a while. I really want to get a chance to see him again. So, I'll go and I'll make choices that way as well. But right now, because of the COVID thing, it's so hard.
It is where you're making online choices. You know,
Yeah, because
who's
no
live
one's,
event.
but they're not, I don't know if the venues aren't letting them, but like the venues aren't posting it because it's acoustic versus bars. The bands aren't posting it because it's basically acoustic at this point. And when you're acoustic, a lot of them don't know how to be interested in getting it on their calendar. So they're just saying, hey, I'm going to be somewhere tomorrow. Hey, I'm going to be, or I'll be here this evening. And if I've worked all day, I may not even get the posting on time. So it's hard right now.
So you just gave me the greatest segue, because the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was to get the insights that are probably better than any band member we've had on the show so far. From a super fan point of view, I want to talk about the best things you see bands doing to promote themselves, but then maybe over the last few years where you've seen bands where you like what they do, but maybe they haven't been as successful in getting the word out. What are the things you see them either failing to do or not doing? But let's start with the positive. What are the good things that you see bands doing to get the word out about themselves?
I think Facebook is huge, because I think a lot of the people that go to this nightlife are keyed into Facebook. So I do think that promoting yourself on Facebook is really important. Having a band site, having a schedule. The best thing you can do is have a schedule and show where you are over the next couple of months, so people can tie into it and put their calendar on, because not everybody has a lot of free time, so they may need the 2-week notice to know where they're going to be. So having that schedule is really helpful. I guess again, the venues, the venues promote them helps as well, but they shouldn't rely on the venues promoting them. They've got to promote themselves.
They have to have, one of the things we've talked many times about is they need to have a reasonable amount of self-promotion to sell themselves to a venue.
Right.
A venue doesn't want them in there if they say, you bring the people, we'll bring the music. They have to bring the music in, at least some people, I would think. Right. And what do you see? So I'm sure out there's some bands, you love the people in the band, you love their music, you love the vibe that they're bringing, but they're missing something in terms of the promotional aspect. What do you see some of the bands who give you most of what you want, but they're not getting the word out?
It's the lack of schedule. It's the lack of that interest thing. I know of a few bands that I adore, but they do not know how to promote themselves. And even I will have problems trying to figure out where are they tonight? What are they doing? Where are they up to? Trying to figure out or sometimes they'll have schedules, but the schedules aren't tied to their Facebook page. So you've got to Google them and go, I think there's something called a band calendar, or I know there's a couple of bands that are tied to this other website in order to find out what their schedule is. And when you've got to go to all these different places to figure it out, it's kind of hard.
And you're so right, because I forgot who did it, but one of the bands I follow on Facebook, I want to say it was the Amish Outlaws, which is either the Amish Outlaws or the Amish Outlaws. I always get it wrong.
Amish. I'm Pennsylvania Dutch. It's Amish.
and I love them. Big Daddy was on our show. He was our third show, I think. And they had something going on, so I hit interested. And then suddenly it can leave my brain, because I know that at some point when it's coming up, and I think it was an online event, Facebook will remind me, you have an event coming up. My phone, during this interview, my phone just blasted, you have something coming up. And I have the sound off, so it didn't interfere with our show. My phone's hiding right. So Facebook really is, at least for people of a certain age. Now, I think if you're trying to hit 18 to 28-year-olds, maybe they're more about Instagram, and I don't even know what the hell else.
That's true. I'm not really a big one for Instagram, but I do know a couple of bands that do hit that younger crowd, like Event Horizon, and now that you say it, I know that they're really big on Instagram as well. So
but they can't do it to the point. But they can't do it to the exclusion of Facebook.
No, I think they do both. But I do think Instagram's probably a good tool for the younger crowd. Right.
And then really the money still rests with Facebook, because the old farts have finally made a living and have money to spend in bars and what have you. So how has it been for you? You have this 5-night-a-week lifestyle. And
I
then,
know.
not now. And then in March, by the way, let's have a drink. Come on, have a drink. It's Friday night.
Okay.
Get your drink.
Have a
Get your
toast.
drink. There
And
we
I'm
go.
drinking
Cheers.
white. Oh my God. I'm normally a
You
Cabernet
get it for the
Franc.
show. Yeah. So you're doing this on a Friday night instead of, going to a
Instead of being
crowded
at
bar.
Donovan's watching Guns for Hire.
So what is it like, how has it felt for you? I mean, you're obviously a very positive person, so you're pulling the smile in, but a really cool, vibrant, satisfying lifestyle has been side-railed for a little while. What's
Pardon?
happened? A really cool and vibrant lifestyle has been sidelined for a little while. So how have you been dealing with it?
Oh, it's been tough. Oh, I'm definitely ready to get back, but I'm cautious. I did, I'm still, as a fan, I'm still paying attention to Facebook and looking at live feeds to make sure that people aren't too close to each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Yep.
Because I'm not afraid for myself, but there's other people in my life that I've got to protect.
Yep.
So I'm a little cautious, but not to the extent that I'm not going to do it. But like I said, this last Sunday I went out and I had a great time. But
And
it's tough right now. It's really
I know.
tough.
I had
I
my
was
first.
watching Facebook, but I got to tell you, when everybody was posting live, and it was all acoustic and it was all live, and after a while it became sad because you knew that they so desperately wanted to go out and they couldn't,
I
and you
know.
felt for them.
No, you're right, because look, we talked about it a little bit with Eddie. I know Sammy Hagar. He got in some hot water, and I don't think fairly either, because they took him out of context in the interview. I don't know if you read about it, but he gave an interview in May. Here we are at the end of June now. He gave an interview to Rolling Stone and basically said, "Look, I'm really dying to get out there again. I really need to play, and I recognize in a way that I thought was reasonable." He said, and if I get sick, that's a shame. I don't want to. And he said it the right way. But then the headline comes out, he's willing to die for rock and roll,
Oh,
and something like that. And it's a shame, but I get his point, because he's a good guy. He's as positive as they come. He's putting out some amazing stuff during COVID, some great covers. But they're all itching to plug
yeah.
in, not just pull out the acoustic, but to plug in and crank up the amp and get and really get that vibe back from the people who are watching them.
Yeah, I think the bands want to. I think the people want to, but I think
Yeah.
you've got to do that social distance and the economics for venues. If they can't, if they have to be at 25% capacity inside, how are they? They can't
I
afford
know.
to pay for a full band right now.
I know.
It's
I don't know how it'll play out, and I don't know how they're going to bring in the revenue. Uh, life is starting to feel a little more normal now, but it's a challenge.
a
It
challenge.
really
It
is.
really is. But I am starting to pay attention again. I am already putting things on my calendar as to where I can be
Yeah.
and who I can go see. So I will be out.
So what was the event you just went to? You saw an acoustic set? You went out and saw an acoustic
I
set?
saw 3 different acoustic sets. Yeah, it started the day with Phil Engel at River Rock, him and a drummer. I've never seen that before as an acoustic duo, but he was playing with his drummer, Kem, um,
Okay.
at River Rock. Then I went over to Manalokan Ale House and saw
I've
a
been there.
Viennese duo. Peter was playing, and he was playing with Bob Gilmartin, who is like the #1 go-to guitarist. If you have your guitar player can't make it that night, everybody goes to Bob Gilmartin, and he was there at playing with Peter at with the Amuse duo at Manalokan, and then I went back um, to River Rock to see the Brofessionals. Henry and Jay Robinson were playing, and they always blow me away. And I haven't seen them in 3 months, so I definitely wanted to catch up and just say hello.
Right.
And the weather was perfect. It was just such a great such a great time. And, you know, in River Rock on the outside, I've never been on the outside. I'm always on the inside. It's outside is sand. So you felt like you were on the beach. They got these tiki bars going
And
on
where is that?
at River Rock. It's in Brick.
Oh, okay.
And actually, that's a great place. I mean, if you have Eddie Testa coming on, Eddie Testa's played there many times. They have a really great stage with really strong lighting. I like that. Great dance area, but it's always on the inside. I've never been on the outside before. And on the outside, they had you know, a whole tiki thing going on. Sand on the you're on sand. It was just, and you see a marina. There's a marina behind you, so it's just
Oh,
like a
wow.
perfect, you know. And then you got the people, either Phil or the professionals under a tent with looking out, and the backdrop is a marina. It's gorgeous. I got some great pictures on that one too.
Oh, that's, you know, you're reminding me of a great place. What's the place in Bayville? I think it's called something.
Oh, is it the Water's Edge? I've been there before too.
Which one?
I think it's called the Water's Edge. It's right
Yeah.
on a marina.
Isn't
God,
that
that place is
spectacular?
gorgeous also. I
Yeah.
love that place.
The bay
But
is
that's
nice
a
and
bit of a
wide.
shift for me. I live in Old Bridge, so that's kind of a long commute, but there's a couple of bands that I would travel for.
So I lived until 1973 on Throckmorton Court in Old Bridge.
Oh my gosh!
Yep. I'm
I'm
originally in
on
Old
the
Bridge.
other side. I'm on the Ticetown side.
Oh, I know where that is. Yep. 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 Relatively close to Route 9. Right? No, you're
I'm off of Route
518.
9 as well. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Look at that.
Yep. Yep. There you go.
There you go.
So we got some good stuff in common. So this was super, super cool with a super, super fan.
Oh, thank you. This was fun. And you're
It,
right, it does go very fast.
it does go very fast. Yeah, we've gone a full half hour and it probably feels like 5 minutes.
It does, it does. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so where are we going to see you next? Where's the next place you're scheduled or at least planning to go see some live music for yourself?
I don't know. I was originally planning to go see Guns for Hire tonight. I know I wrote something on my calendar. I'd closed my phone because I didn't want to bring going off in the middle of the interview. But I know I had something slated for Sunday. Saturday, I think we're supposed to have bad weather. So.
All right. Well, I know that Eddie's going to be at the Stone Pony tonight.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, they're taping it for television or some kind of video. Every band does one song, and I know the Smoking Jackets will be there on Sunday as part of that event.
Oh, that's very cool.
So
but again, I didn't know. It's like, again, getting that word out is kind of hard right now.
It's a little different now.
Did you see Eddie Testa's video? I'm in that. That's so cool.
I did.
Stand up. I'm in that. That was fun too. Again, Eddie Testa reached out to the whole community, said, you know, if you want to be part of this, let's honor the first responders, and I did.
There you go. Well, that's a good thing, and look. You're here with us. You're in the video. You are an insider.
There you go.
There you
Thank
go.
you so much.
Well, Penny Charles, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun. I knew it would be, but it really was a lot of fun.
Oh, good. Okay.
Well, have a good night.
Okay.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so you're still there, right? So I stopped recording,
Okay.
and now just at some point I'll say goodbye to you, and we're done. So the way it'll work is I will check the roasting chicken in my oven when we're done. So I have dinner waiting for me.
Yeah, I want to go see the Eddie Testa thing that you did.
All right, that starts. Did we set it up for 6 or 7? I forgot.
I think you set it up for 7.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so I'll eat my chicken and I'll watch that. But so what we'll do is this will load onto my computer. It takes about a half hour, a little less, and then I will take it from my computer. I'll upload it to YouTube, and then when that happens, I'm going to send a copy of the YouTube link to you and Scott. And then you could send it to anyone you want, but what we're going to do is Scott will set up a premiere for your show.
Okay.
So it's like a soft opening for a restaurant. Like you could do it anything you want with it. But in terms of like mega social media, throwing it around, I guess wait till we do the premiere. And you'll know from Scott, because he'll announce it.
Okay.
This was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. I feel so honored.
Okay. Have a great night.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.